Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Killer8, the game inside Killer7, which is the same game, but with an additional playable character. Are you ready for the next chapter? Are you ready for Alter Ego? Well, we're doing it. We're going to be doing it. We're going to go through Alter Ego. I'm doing it just for you. This playthrough, only you're seeing it. Maybe a few other people are watching it, but you can ignore them. You can pretend that this is my present for you. We're playing Chapter 5, Alter Ego. Let's kill those Power Rangers. That's what we're here to do. And we're trying to do it quickly. We first have to go to a town in the middle of Dominican and find the color samples. So we're going to have to, walk around, find Iwazaru. He'll give us the samples so we can get into Trevor Pearl Harbor's house. So then he can die, killed by... That's right, killed by the handsome men. One of them anyway. Because it turns out he didn't control them after all. They were internet gamers who trained themselves to kill Killer7 by playing the online game Killer7, but somehow they also exist in the real world, and I guess they were sent to kill Trevor, even though Love apparently leads them, and she didn't want Trevor to be killed, so I'm not saying I understand it. Yep, neither does that guy. He's just trying to think about what this all means. Like, how can you make sense of this chapter? That's what he's doing. We're going to overpass. He's going to talk to us. Mills going to talk to us about the comics. Big comic fan. Very passionate about the comic book industry. Gets real mad at thinking about Electro and Line holding down the creative freedom of the comic industry. We're going to the Republic of Light and Shadow. There's really not much shadow in this, though. It's very bright. It's a very bright place. It's very, very nice looking. I do like the look of this level. It's distinctive. And here we are. We're going. Sorry, we don't need to talk to Iwazaru right there. He has no color samples for us, so we don't need to speak to him. What we do need to do is go in here, back of the campanile, turn into Dan, I believe it is, and we're going to talk to the man with the guitar. We can just imagine what they say, because we don't need to watch that cutscene. Even though the animation is nice, we're going to go back to this. We're going to change to Young Harmon. And someone suggested that maybe I should just keep the power ring on all the time. Sure, why not? Let's see if that helps us kill the smiles any faster. Here's Iwazaru, and there goes Iwazaru with his color sample. Like how he looks so annoyed when I'm shooting him in the shin. I better turn around, get a little space. There we go. Could have done that faster. Anyway, Iwazaru behind these barrels. Harmon, powerful as he is, he cannot handle these barrels. Only one man can, and you know which one it is. You don't even have to question it. You need something lifted, blown up, or suplexed? There's only one man for the job. Really, I think we should have an assassination syndicate that's made up entirely of pro wrestlers. Such an organization would not be able to be stopped. Consider how fearsome it would be. I believe this leads to the maze. Well, maze, and you can imagine my fingers being held up in quotes. It's entirely too easy with Khan. Here's Iwazaru. We'll get his color sample. He works so hard to collect them, and we appreciate that. We wouldn't have been able to find them ourselves. That's not what we do. We're an assassin. We're not a searcher, a finder of things. That was the protagonist of Flower, Sun, and Rain. Alright, got him before he could shoot. I think it's the next one. Yeah, I hear it coming from there. Oops. Just missed. You can't actually shoot them after you miss. They teleport right in front of you. You can get them. You have an instant to do it, but I was not facing quite the right way to do it. Alright. Someone coming? Well, I think it is this one. Because I can hear that singing. I'm gonna have to collect some thin blood in this level to get my health back up. That's the problem with taking any hit. And these guys can be a problem, because they're fast, but our gun is strong, so as long as I have enough distance and I can see them coming at me, the rollers should not be that big of a problem. I might as well just do that with the mithrils. I mean, not really any reason to just shoot them in the legs or the arms. Getting lucky on those criticals. Not so lucky on the emulator stuttering. To my left. That's right. There is... Well, I shouldn't have stopped shooting there. Because I hit that camellia with one bullet. I just should have kept shooting. Anyway. To my left is... Oh, that guy's running at me. See that guy? I hear a roller coming. Yeah, roller just spawned. Anyway, to my left is a barrier that we could use Killer8 to take out if we wanted to wake her up. But it's just Travis in there, nothing else. And, you know, during the main game, we'd like to talk to Travis. I always like to talk to Travis, but we don't need to talk to him here. How much blood do I have? I guess I don't need to deposit it quite yet. I like how laid back the music is in this level compared to most other levels in the game. I think that's a chameleon in front of me. Actually, I'm all healed up, aren't I? That's right. There we go. And up here, I could jump with Coyote if I wanted to wake him up, but all that's up there? You guessed it, Travis. He makes us work to talk to him in this one. It's a little bit rude, but... I mean, we like Trav. Oh, I heard a sound. I think there was a laser smile to the right. Yep. You see, like, so particles fly out from the right. There's a laser smile to the right. And apparently it saw me and tried to fire through the wall. It didn't work. Let me go down here. Is Wazuru down here with presents for me? Does he have a gift? He does. You can always count on him. So many heaven smiles, but it's no problem for Harmon Smith and his amazing gun. Not much is a problem for him, really. Well, that guy survived. Let's see if I can hit that micro from here. Well, I'm not going to be able to if I have to keep changing my aim to shoot these guys. That sounded like I shot someone without scanning them. But that micro smile does look visible. Looks like I should be able to shoot it. Yeah, there we go. Blood. I don't really need... Yeah, actually, okay, I'll go into the Harmon's room. Just drop off this blood while I'm here. Again, not that useful when I'm just using Harmon Smith, but we might as well drop it off if we have it. Right, so I think someone did say that this is actually the maximum amount of serum that you can carry. So, oh, I didn't want to leave. So if I want to get more, I actually do have to level people up. They don't just let you just keep putting in blood, getting serum, and not using it for anything. Well, I might as well level up people until they have counterattack, because that is very useful. Yep, okay. All level 2, Dan gets counterattack. What about Killer8? I think she's all level 1 to get counterattack. Yeah, there he is. Okay. And wake up Kev. Alright, all level 2s. He gets it. Coyote? I can't wake him up yet. Need to defeat 6 more. But I can level him up. Foot lock on is such... It's not a very useful ability. I mean, I guess if you wanted to knock Heaven Smiles over, foot lock on would be good, but I don't actually know why you want to do that.
Destiny.
Alright, you learned counterattack right there. And Harmon, you're just going to stand there saying, what are you thinking about? I don't need any of those upgrades. Look at me. Look at my gun. Alright. We're very impressed with Harmon. Let's put the rest of the blood in. Alright, there we go. Now, let's continue our romp across town in Dominican to find Trevor Pearl Harbor. In order, well, we were going to kill him, but we don't get the chance to do it now, do we? Let's talk to you, Wazaru. Get that. Let's go running. Whoop. He was ready for me. I thought I could run by and avoid being hit. That did not happen. I was sloppy. Unfortunately, Harmon can tank the hit even without the stamina ring. Maybe with the amount of damage that's being done, maybe the stamina ring actually doesn't do much in this mode. Like maybe it shields you a bit, but just maybe the types of damage we're talking about is just too much. Look at that guy running away after I knock his armor off. So they actually, some of them do have different behaviors after you knock the armor off. You have those gray ones who just keep walking slowly at you, but the yellow one will run away if you knock the armor off. There we go. Wazaru, give me the color sample. There we go. We have it. Well, I mean, that was close. I guess it gave me a little bit of leeway there for it spawning where I was standing, so it didn't just blow me up. But that was a close one. Alright, so I believe that we should have all the color samples that we can get at this point, which means let's get out the fire ring, let's light this up, and expose the passage. Put this back on. And now, let's meet Mithra, the god of contract, whose cameo's here for some reason. We're not actually going to listen. We're just going to skip. I don't mean to insult Mithra, but we have things to do. And the thing that we have to do right now involves killing a very large duplicator, which is kind of annoying on Killer8, because to do it, we have to use Dan's collateral shot, which uses 3 vials of thin blood, as you know. I don't need to tell you that one. But on this mode, we can only carry 5 vials at a time, which means every time I use Dan's collateral shot, I will need to grind for more thin blood. Get him in the head, just so I can knock body parts off, even if I don't find the weak point. Get a little bit of blood by doing that. I guess if we had a Smith Syndicate that was made of all pro wrestlers, we would not be able to destroy the, I was about to say we would not be able to destroy the red weak spots, and that would be a problem. But I guess if we were able to level up Mask the Smith to his most powerful form, we can do that. It's actually very easy to do that at that point. But Mask does not have the ability yet, which is a shame, because I really would like to do his big attack on this duplicator right here and just hit all the weak spots at once. That would be pretty great if we were able to do it, but of course, it's not possible. Alright, got 3 more. Let me walk forward a bit. Get a clear shot at that. Collateral shot. You think that the people who live in this town don't notice this duplicator? I mean, I know it's invisible, but it's so big. Surely people just kind of walk into it, walk into its tendrils. It probably feels kind of gross. You wonder what is this? Like, I feel like, I don't know, tentacles in front of me, but I don't see anything. It's all invisible. I don't understand it. Almost getting there. I mean, I only have that 1 weak point left. Oh, there we go. Now we got 3. And just kill this guy real fast. And let's see if we can make the final hit. 1, 2, 3. Collateral shot. And there we go. Do I need any thin blood for the rest of this level? Not really sure about that. You do need to enter Trevor's room, but they give it to you right before you enter that area. Let's see. Should I drop off blood? Let's keep going. Thin blood would be good for healing, of course. And these guys are basically thin blood machines, thin blood dispensers. Man, Kunlun scientists really had an off day when they made the spiral smiles. Weren't even trying. They had to get a new prototype Heaven Smile off the assembly line before the business day was done. This is what they came up with. Oh, that emulator's starting to chug. This level does seem to do that. Most of the levels work fine, but there are some points in some levels where it just doesn't really handle it very well. stuck in here where Iwasaru was being painted. He was the subject of a painting. And then I guess the wall was put in between then and now? I mean, well, who understands artists anyway? Yeah, I could probably make it to that door before that spiral smile, because they're real slow. There we go. And of course, as we sometimes have to do, let's put on the time ring so we can turn time backwards, because we have to do that to get the odd engraving. Sure, as you can see, it was just not possible to do it without control over time itself. Yeah, that's right. Power ring back on. That leaves Trevor in a bad situation. Hey, Curtis. Bye, Curtis. We're not interested in what you have to say right now. Leaves Trevor in a bad situation. If he can't open the door to his house, since he requires time travel to open the lock. And we do need collateral shots for these two. Only 2 pieces of thin blood. I guess well, let's talk to Iwasaru. Get this color sample. Get him out of harm's way. There we go. Just gonna have to wait for this to vomit up some eggs. What? Thought for a second there, did I hear a roller smile spawn in? Turns out, yes. Yes, I did. Still only 2. Need that third. There's going to be a standoff with his mother Smile until I get that third vial of thin blood. I have a schedule to keep. And I hear that one coming. All right, third vial. Got it.
Collateral shot.
Entrance to Trevor's place. All right, we're almost there. But of course, we do have to do one thing before we can actually enter, and that we need to open the lock before the real lock. And the way we open the first lock is that we have to get the windmills going. If it's not a windy day, no one can get past the first gate even if they got all the color samples to open the second lock. Hold on. Here, a roller smile. There it is. I was about to say, that seems like a problem, because I shooting one from this perspective. I wonder if I'm going to be able to do that. Turns out I was not. There's a guy up there. Alright. Now I need some thin blood. And hopefully try to do a better job of shooting these roller smiles on these stairs. Well, there are some spiral smiles up here. So if I need thin blood, that's fortunate.
Touché. Touché. Touché.
Well, of course we do need to use the wind ring to turn these on, but let me just get what thin blood I can from this.
Touché.
I would like to have a buffer before going the other way and having to shoot any roller smiles. Anything respawning? Yep, okay. Someone's cooperating.
Touché.
Might as well put this wind ring on. Almost got all health. Just kind of noticed a weird color filter looking at those green hills in the background. Like, it looks nice there, then I look down, and it looks real weird now at the top of the screen. I guess that filter goes across the entire level. I just didn't really notice it until right now when I'm looking at those green hills in the background. It looks so weird. It's a neat effect. I don't know why it does it, though. Anyway, it doesn't look like anyone's respawning. Let's turn the windmills on. Let us exercise our mastery over nature itself through this ring that was given to us by the disembodied head of a serial killer. It allows us to control the winds. I mean, usually we use it for very trivial things, like, say, oh, there's that balloon that got stuck in the lamppost. I need to get my balloon down. I'll use my power over the winds to do it. Alright, here comes someone. Let me back up. Shooting these roller smiles on the stairs. Probably not a great idea, but if I have enough distance between me and it, where I can see it, then it's fine. Back we go. That was a close one. Even standing here. I think it's just the two. Let's see if there's a third. No third. All right. That might be the last roller smile in the level. Hopefully it is. Hopefully there's not another one waiting to get me. All right. Wind-powered gate opened. Front door reached. Color panels? Give me all the colors. Give me red. Give me blue. Give me purple. Give me light brown. Give me pink. Give me the color dead. Give me white pearl, which is not completely white for some reason. Give me black, and give me gold, which is completely white for some reason. I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me. But I'm not an artist. Certainly not one of the caliber of Trevor Pearl Harbor. Anyway, if you need thin blood, this is where they give it to you, with these flower smiles. I know that they're called that now. Now we just call them corn pop smiles, but Turns out they're actually exploding into flower petals. And even if you don't hit the weak point, they still give you thin blood. So you are guaranteed... Oh, and also there's a camellia, just in case. Just for some reason, it's here. So, you're guaranteed to have the thin blood that you need to do this, assuming that you don't miss the stationary target.
Collateral shot.
And we did not miss. We enter Trevor's atelier, but we won't see what happens in there. We already know what happens. We're confronted by the handsome men. Dan Smith kills one of them, kills Handsome Black. Then they challenge us to a duel in New York. The game describes it as the skyscraper Broadway. I don't know why they call it that. We're not fighting in a skyscraper. That's not what Broadway is. But that's what it called it. And I'm not going to argue with the game. So here we are, the duel with the Punishing Rangers. And of course, we have an additional person on our side with young Harmon Smith. It will not matter. There is not an additional Punishing Ranger to match off with young Harmon, unfortunately. I mentioned last time, after this was over, that it is
First
indeed...
matchup, Harmon Smith versus Handsome Red.
all scripted.
Hajime!
All the fights will end up the same way. So, I mean, I don't actually... If I miss, I mean... It's like, it doesn't really matter. Can't blow up any of the cars or anything, unfortunately. But we can take a look, you know, at the city. See what it looks like. Take a look at the viewpoint around us. See what the skyscraper Broadway looks like. He's not going to shoot. I mean, we could shoot. But, I mean, technically he shoots as well when we do that, but he doesn't hit us. We could just sit here forever if we wanted to. But we don't want to. So yes, doesn't matter what you do. You will win this, and there will be the same outcomes every time.
Matchup, Con Smith versus Handsome White Pearl. Hajime!
So if you miss, they miss. If you hit, they hit. If you hit exactly, your bullets will deflect off of his. Not really happening here, but with other characters, it's easier to do that. If I'm hitting him, he's hitting me. It's just that eventually Khan is going to go down before the handsome man does. The first time you're playing this section, it's kind of tense, because you don't know it's scripted.
Smith versus Handsome Gold.
You're trying to figure out, why do I lose sometimes? Why do I win sometimes? Shooting him in the head is not doing anything. Because he's shooting me as well. But, you know, it doesn't actually matter how many times he shoots me, because I'm scripted to win this one. So that doesn't actually matter. If I want to win, hey, what's Coyote's specialty? Let's go for the foot.
You're fucked.
One-hit kill, ankle shot.
Fourth matchup, Kaede Smith versus Handsome Light Brown.
Now this one, they'll both just shoot each other equally until Kaede reloads her gun. And until that happens, well, the fight just keeps on going the way it does. But eventually, she is going to have to reload her gun. And apparently, Light Brown does reload a little bit faster. So let's just reload right off the bat.
Fifth matchup, Kevin Smith versus Handsome Dead.
So, yeah, you can hear our knives bouncing off each other. So it's the easiest one to do this is with Kevin. And the weird thing is that we can just do this, and eventually Kevin just falls over. I don't understand this. It didn't really seem like I was hit with a finishing blow or anything. It just seemed like eventually Kevin is just going to collapse.
Sixth matchup, Dan Smith versus Handsome Blue.
Now, of course, we have the same gun. The same laid-back mannerism when shooting the gun. Unlike Coyote, however, shooting the legs is not going to help. And it sounds like I'm getting hurt, but I'm never going to die in this one.
Seventh matchup, Mask Smith versus Handsome Purple.
And of course, we know what happens here. Let's just keep shooting at each other, setting each other on fire until Mask goes down first. But, as we know, Mask does not die that easily. Rather, Mask gets his near-death Dragon Ball Z power-up right here. And with that, he now learns how to cast Magic Missile.
They know who's the strongest.
The one thing the Handsome Men never counted on. I mean, how could you actually predict that was going to happen? Garcine versus Handsome Pink, a match which actually never happens, of course. So let's just hammer on the start button. And that's it for Alter Ego. I mean, I didn't actually expect that there was going to be an additional Handsome Man for young Harmon. It would have been interesting if something had changed there, but whatever. Whatever. We know how this works. We know that all Killer8 is, all Killer8 is what we have been playing, just with an additional overpowered character. And on a really hard difficulty, of course. And that means we only have one chapter left in the game, Smile. Well, technically two, because there's Lion, and there is a choice that we have to make in Lion. We took one choice the first time with Matsuoka. We haven't seen what happens with that other choice, but Lion is such a short chapter that it doesn't really count. Smile, however, is the longest chapter, consisting of the hotel, then the school, then the hotel again. So, next time... Well, before we say next time, I'm going to mention that, of course, we just finished Alter Ego. We went through that with really no problem. Turns out that the main problem with Alter Ego was the roller smile. That's the fastest guy. And Harmon Smith has a problem dealing with them on stairs, it seems. Everything else in the level was really quite easy, except for that little bit. And, of course, the boss fight is not really a boss fight at all. It's all a sham. It's fixed. So that's Alter Ego. Not much of a problem on Killer8. I wonder what kind of a problem Smile will be, however. The hotel and the school, I can imagine there being problems on Killer8 with the difficulty turned up the way it has been. So I guess we'll find out exactly how that's going to go last time as we finish up Killer8, entering Chapter 6, Smile, and of course Chapter 7, Lion, to finish up our second go-through, our much, much, much faster go-through of this game as we run through it with the overpowered, Tommy gun-wielding young Harmon Smith. I'll see you next time for Smile. I'll see you then.
The failure will involve the Killer7's persona. Also, the failure will extend to the Heaven Smiles, but this is the chance for victory that Kunlan has been working toward. If the world is controlled according to artificiality, then the balance of power established by logic won't fall apart. But if chaos breeds, then another providence could consume the current status quo. In other words, the Killer7 needs the guidance of others, the guidance of lots of people. And I am one of them. I am one of the pawns prepared by the government to follow and to protect the King Peace, the Killer7, and to be discarded for the sake of preserving the King. I was forced to play this game. I should clarify, though, that while I said government, the government is being manipulated, too. Manipulated by one single man. In a sense, this man is a blood relative to the Killer7. A violent, blood-gorged, savage relationship rises between them. The Killer7 is the single unpredictable force, placed in this set of events controlled by logic and artificial automatism. The Killer7's winning chance, too, finds its power in the fact that it is totally unpredictable,